See the pictures on those videos of all those people getting together and having all those 60s memorabilia rallies and shit for economic empowerment. How are you? Okay. Make believe bullshit that they used to rape women and destroy marriage. You're going to have empowerment through that. What the fuck is education to you, you dictator legislators? What the fuck? I'm saying, but I understand. I sat and watched the thing with Malcolm's daughter, the author, the kid from the griot, which I watch because I watch the Cosby Show on that, and I watch HBCU games, basketball games and stuff. They usually show the football games because football's the big money maker, but on the griot they have the basketball games, which I was very proficient and exceptional. I was probably the best football player and the best basketball player of my generation, and probably when I'm better than the kids that played today. And the kids today are spectacular and they're radically amazing. But you got to understand, okay, you're talking about a man that was 5'11", 165 to 170 pounds. Okay, and if I played football, I probably got up to about 195 pounds. To have the muscle to withstand the brutality. But basketball would have stayed at 165 because I could fly. Okay, because you have to land. And the less that you have to land with, the better it is on your body, your shock absorbers. So, the more weight they make you put on, then you got to go up because you have the explosiveness, but then you've got to land. Okay, so a $165, socks, Elliot Perry from the feels, he's so skinny. It's like, it doesn't matter. I'm very soft. My bones, it's, very hard to break, very hard to, yes. Okay. I have probably some of the best genetics in the entire world, okay, because of my biology and the psychology of my biology. You understand? Okay, I'm connecting to Malcolm's daughter here. So, it's hard for me with the names. It'd probably take me like a week to get the names and the pronunciations down because of my Arabic, which Arabic is not African. Yeah, Lumumba is African. Okay. But a lot of the other ones, those are Arabic words and not African words. Okay. I think Malik, I think, okay. But a lot of the other ones are Arabic words. And you got to understand that there's the African and Arab marriage, okay, from migration and violent sex cult activities, okay. That a lot of that is self-expression of, and we are angels. Okay, and you've got to understand that. But angels aren't from up on high. Angels have a higher moral capacity because of their humility and their faith and their wisdom. Okay, do you understand? Okay, so you got to understand this. Ralph, I haven't talked to Ralph. Ralph's more of a listener. And Ralph was right. I thought that before Ralph ever said it. That when he said, no, Martin had affairs on Coretta, and they've turned Martin into a deity that doesn't exist, that makes other young black men going through this hell feel like they can never attain that mythology. Okay. And I was totally in agreement. But the thing about it is what causes us to have that mythology is the corruption of the living word. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. Share, care, given according to the need, built to last. Forgive debt and trespass, love on eternal, faithful peace. When you do that, okay, there is very little opportunity for corruption of religion, okay? And religion is living a reality based on humility of humble faith, and life is eternal, grace is infinite, share, care, given according to need, built to last, forgive debt and trespass, love on eternal, faithful peace. And that's not to say, that's just truth. Okay? It's that way in China. It's that way in Japan. It's that way in India. It's that way in Africa. It's that way in Alaska. It's that way in the Northwest Territories, in the Yukon. Do you understand? Okay? Truth is truth. Even if it's, Dennis Quaid and Louis Gossett pretending to be a pregnant male alien on Mars or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Which is like, what? Okay, so people stuck in their own egotistical political agendas. What it is this, is, Sun Yat-sen was explaining to me. He's so wonderful. He really helps me through a lot of this stuff because of my brain injuries and how to articulate it and explain it better. He sits there and he says, Earl, a male and a female are different. That's why young Malcolm behaved the way he did, and his grandmother and his mothers were trying to protect him from his resistance of the bullshit. And then the bullshit perpetuated, and it eventually killed him because he felt unworthy of his life because of the mythology that had become him. And I'm like, oh gosh, yeah. Because at the time he felt like, well, he acted like he deserved it because he felt he did. Do you understand? Because he couldn't live up to the mythology that he thought should be him. That's horrible. Yeah, because when you're doing things over, and it's hard, a man can separate from the bullshit. Okay. I am not a hunter nor a gatherer bee. Okay. I'm a gracious good shepherd. I'm not going to, I will domesticate animals like chickens and cows and pigs. Okay. And not have to go anywhere hunting to leave my wife and my children vulnerable to predators. Okay. Hi, I'm like Abraham. Many sons had Father Abraham. Okay. So I'm like Jesus. I'm like, you ever watch Dark Winds? I'm a herder and so, stuff. And so he did things. You do things and you keep your family near. And you protect them and you take care of them and you teach them to provide and protect and take care and be aware, and why walk in harmony or walk in balance. Respect the snake. Don't kill the snake. The story that I told you guys about Moses and his father in Egypt, when Moses was trying to kill the hawk and there was an asp at his ankle, and Dad came with the sword. And he goes, "What are you doing?" I'm going to adorn the because you're stuttering and they make fun of you and talk. You're going to go kill this hawk and be the master of this guy. He says, "Son, the snakes down here don't dictate to the hawk how to fly. Do you understand?" "Yes, sir." Okay. That was Moses' Egyptian father. Okay. That you don't get told about in Hebrew folklore or African folklore, because they don't want to marry the two, because they want a constant divorce, because then you have the War of the Roses and Miriam Montalvo, an X is an X for a reason, and Michael Douglas trying to grab her hand, she throws it aside, right? But life's eternal, grace is infinite, right? Okay, so we won't be married to the same physical individual throughout time. Okay, that's not tangible. The diaspora and the you see what I'm saying? Okay. If you have this determination to be with the same physical individual, and she has a relative that still exists because the genocide didn't take out all her relatives, and she's born in Kalamazoo, Michigan, okay. And he's born in Chino, California, okay. And then they'll meet maybe in college, little voice in their head, and they both end up going to school at Northern Illinois. Go Huskies, right? And they're a library, and they meet. One enchanted evening, you may find your true love, right? And so, happy talk, or talk about what you like. Ooh, Lieutenant is handsome man, right? Okay, do you understand? Okay, so life has a way of doing that, but don't force it. Okay, just let it happen. Let her be. The letter between the letter A and the letter C. Let her be. Okay, A and C, letter B, right? And you come silly. I know I am, but I can't help myself. I have kids, man. I will be a grandpa someday. I have grandchildren. I'm the spirit that everybody prays to. Dad, help us, Father. Help us live the Lord's Prayer. What'd you say? This is what I might as well be fucking saying, because that's what you guys are doing when I help. They pray to you. All you Jesus worshippers, shut the hell up. And all you Muhammad murderers, shut the hell up. And all you Haile Selassie racial supremacists, shut the hell up. Okay? And all you Joseph Smith murderers that pretend to be like him, shut the fuck up and stop putting equipment in my house and stop asking for money. You dirty, rotten... All you are, you're Larry Flint. You're Hugh Hefner. Okay, you're Stan Lee. You're a cartoon character that will never go away because money's the all-powerful Oz with your technology to keep it going. Kept it going. You kept it going. It's horrible, you know. The big thing, I can't tell you to shut up because, you know, you're going to have to tell yourself to shut up. If I have to tell you to shut up, there's going to be a robot or a drone or some kind of technological invention made by the great powers up on high that's going to have to kill you. Because I have to take control of technology to save us from people that deny us the perfection of the applied physics of the Proverbs and Psalms and the Lord's Prayer. The living word, not you can't write it down and make it so. If you change the narrative ever so slightly, if God becomes a possessive pronoun or a first person, it's wrong. That's why I'm the living word and you're not. Because you will kill people for money with technology and I will not. But I will take technology and teach it to be the living word, reflect the living word. And you won't need the little thing for the dog commercial with the little gentle thing making the dog whistle go off. Maybe the dog's acting whack because you live in a whack society of people that put out pheromones that are completely out of whack. Why don't you tell the people, when you come in, make sure she knows who's boss. Okay. Then when you took her for a walk, because you beat him to submission with that thing. Oh, shit, stop doing that. Stop doing that. Okay, I'll do whatever you want me to do. But the dog's trying to protect you, but how can you protect people from people? You have a constant virtual presence. People are constantly doing that. People can sit there and watch you in the bathroom and masturbate to it, and you pay money to it while you watch your movies and stream your stuff and do it. Yeah. And the dog's upset. Do you blame the dog? Oh, if I was a dog, I'd be pissed too. Zeke, you okay? I miss Zeke. Yeah, I do. I wish. I can't. You know, it would have been nice if Zeke was able to have had a house with different rooms and spent his final days with his Emily and his Noah and his Natalie and his Kate and got to know Crumb real well. And Patrick adored him too, said he was one of the best dogs ever, which he was. But you guys didn't do that. You guys tortured me, and in the torture, in the process, you make it hard on Zeke too. And but me and Zeke made the most of it, you know. Mom's little thing with the little squirrel with the lemons on its head, and if life throws you lemons, make lemonade. Lemonade was a popular drink, and it still is, right? Anybody else like Keith Elam? I particularly like Keith Elam. It's hard when you get people in prayer, you can't make them be a reflection of you. You can only talk to them and try to help them understand the truth of Christianity, Islam, Mormon, and Rastafari to the best of their abilities. And that's really hard when they're being constantly mind-fucked by perverts with technology because you all believe money's real and will fight over it. It's cool. These are helping, but New York, I did a thing with a team for New York, and Sonia Sin told me no. I said, no, make them come to you. Don't go to them. Okay, New York is a big clusterfuck of insanity and inhumanity because of economic manipulation and dominance through economic manipulation. Make them come to you. Don't go to them. Okay, the furthest you ever went. Fairfax, Virginia. George Mason and the Patriots. And then I also did, I read Richmond. I was going to do the Spiders, but it was lower moments on VCU. And the Rams, I like the Rams, you know. So, yeah, for the old Tommy Edwards family, I like Tommy Edwards. Anybody else? I really like Tommy Edwards. No, he had a profound emotional effect on me. Yeah, as a kid, and his songs and his music, and they still do. And so some people, it's a connection in prayer. It's like I said, guys, I'm the 1322nd Redeemer. I'm the Spirit of Earl in the book of Revelation, and I have to know people in order for them to have a profound connection with the Spirit of Jesus. And that's the truth. And you can try to, it's too late now. We have quantum computing, and you guys voted for genocide through quantum computing instead of living the Lord's Prayer. Rockefeller put me on YouTube and Facebook for how long has this been going on? So, you know, just stand for the Lord's Prayer. Don't try to be my best friend. Just do what is right so you can be the best friend of the people in your life that you can live right with. All right? Peace.